Hello Internet, I wanted to make a really quick video for the new players who haven't really figured out their way around this. Now, for us who've been playing for a while, we're kind of used to the drip feed of new stuff and we know where everything is. And it's kind of been added and built upon, like, not unlike an onion, since it was first created. There were these two have always kind of been here, but I think at one point they were intermingled. And then these are, well, actually, I don't think these are new, but this stuff is, I mean, it wasn't here in the very beginning at the very least. And all of this stuff is definitely new. Now, I thought it was just going to be this stuff that was dropping 3 times, which is going to make your farming 3 times as easy in terms of how quickly you can do it and how efficiently. And as I predicted, as I thought, it is going to be all 3 of these. So this is a really good time. I'm not entirely sure that it applies to the unit shards, but should it, and it should be all of the stuff that it drops that's not capped, and the shards aren't capped. This would be a really great time to build an MR for your element, especially as you're starting out. Maybe not these two. This one's kind of weird. I don't know if you can do the same thing with hers, but potentially you could get like 120 shards off of 1 quest per day from hers. Interestingly enough, if you want a really low effort one, but like the ones above Crace, the ones that have this gold writing on them are the better ones, and they'll get harder as you go up, like all of these quests do. So if you are a newer player, you're wanting to scroll, down to the bottom again, start with this, and then kind of work your way up based on what you need. But little did I know, it's also the day training room, which encompasses a lot of things. First of all, the Wayfarer's Chamber, you should be trying to do this one 3 times a day. I didn't even bother with unlocking the other ones. This is also a really good time to get job awakening stuff and EX board awakening stuff for your elements. That you really need it for. You're going to get everything but like prisms and fragments from those. All of those are available. Never do these. These are basically pointless. I'm not saying never, but like there might be a situation where you want to pick these up, but usually the missions that drop the Esper stuff, these are on the easier side of that. If you're failing anything, you're failing to get the Esper specific part of this. These are usually pretty useless. And then all 3 of these are 3x. I really wouldn't bother with these 2 unless you absolutely can't do these. These are okay, but basically do these and trade down for yellow if you need yellow. It's way more efficient to do these. They drop a whole lot of stuff that you're going to need throughout the entire 120 leveling process. So those are really good, and they're available all week. I mean, this'll between these rooms for your element and these rooms just to get basically everything else, you're getting most of the stuff, at least to take those initial 99 draws, except for the JP. Well, it'd be kind of ridiculous if the JP drop was tripled in this, but use your Overlight, and this is going to be fine for like 12,000 per run per character. But other than that, you can pretty much farm all that stuff in here. The thing it doesn't apply to, other than, well, this, which would be, just don't worry about these. And so other than key quests, the other one that is completely off limits is this new stuff. But I want to say, this wasn't that hard. I did have to manual this one. I did have to think a lot and use some good strategy to get all of the mission clears. It was fairly difficult for the team that I have, and let me again give you an update on that team because I've done a little bit of farming for it today, so it's getting better. At least in that I have a better sword. It's not a level 5 yet. I mean, it's not a +5 yet. but it does have pretty good stats, especially better than, like, let me show you the competition. Wait, that's not the best one for attack. Oh, he's already wearing it. Okay, cool. So there we... Well, oh, that's right. I wanted... No, you know what? You're getting a flame blade. You'll be fine. Need some gloves. Still need a mace. Ooh, I need to swap that out. And one thing, all of the FFE games have done this. It will trip up players of all stature and rank. If you don't, like, exit this after and see this connecting, see this chocobo, it will not save your formation. If you exit the game or you just turn off your phone after making a bunch of after just, like, crucially thinking about your build for hours and just tweaking everything to get it just right, and then you log out from this screen without seeing that chocobo, yeah, it's not saving a single thing that you did. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it still works that way in FFE. And again, it's a foundational issue, just because there aren't server calls as you're moving around stuff, right? So it's not checking in with the server, it's not saving data or communicating. All of this is being done locally, and then that local data gets updated to the server here where you see connecting. That's when it's saved, just to save a lot of people a lot of time. But actually, that wasn't the team that I did the Yuffie quest with, because I'm still kind of building up Ravelka. This is the team that I did that with. I've got Aerith's staff over here. See, yeah, okay, I'm running him with that. I'm probably going to pass this down. He is... well, I don't know. Which one of them has more attack, even with the sword offsetting things? I mean, arguably they have about the same attacking power. I'm just going to switch it now. Save confusion for later. Because I am thinking about doing the Flame Blade later. I don't think... it's the aim one. Not a good build. I don't recommend it. But just to talk a little bit more about what is being tripled right now, because there's a couple of rooms that are really going to help you out that are being tripled that I haven't mentioned yet. Well, actually just one. So most people think like, oh, these are the Trust Stone rooms. I don't want to deal with Trust Stones. I heard that it's a pain. I probably like Googled it, and there were a bunch of people complaining from like a year ago when the Trust Rune system came out. It has been quality of life a lot. But the other thing is, these rooms actually got combined with a lot of other things. So, what you'll find is, even though you see all of that stuff, and what you'll find is, especially a lot of new players seem to be handicapped in vision card growth. You might be able to get the shards, but leveling a lot of vision cards up to 99 is difficult. Also, these are now farmable, very easily farmable through these missions. In addition, books might start holding you back when you start building stuff, and maybe you'll start running low on these as well. So it's not just about this. Not at all. It's not just about these. There's a lot of things in these rooms, and they're a very high value farming target because you just get a lot of value packed into these rooms, and they're very simple. All 6 of them are very easy to beat, even with like level 99 teams, as long as you give them some good skills, especially some good AoEs to crowd control. They'll be just fine. So these are really great for people starting out, and because of the impressions that players have about the Trust Stone system, they're just like, no, I'm going to avoid these rooms, and it's going to handicap your account if you do so, especially in the vision card department. And speaking of vision cards, just a little bit of a, I guess this is 3rd week flex. We've already got this 99 Flexaruni. good card. Completely free, pretty easy to get. I mean, seriously, 3 missions, do all of the, like, extra missions things, get all of the stars, and you can 99 that. If you've hit the Trust Stone rooms enough to have the... Because I couldn't 99 another card after this, and I've hit them a couple times, so... Got Sephi's card up too. So yeah, and then built a bunch of other things up towards 99. And really, I couldn't have done this without those Trust Stone rooms. They would have just kind of languished. But woo, voila! Even as, like, I guess a week 3 player now, you can get it done. You just need to know where the things are, and it is so much easier. Like, oh man, because now you can use one of those unlocks per day. I'm not sure that I mentioned that. I'm sorry if this video is going long. It seems like it's still pretty short, but I want to make sure that you get this, because a lot of players, I'm not even saying new players at this point, don't know that you have 1 free unlock per day. Now, I've already used that today. I've used that on this. This is how I got my spine blade. And I've got like another 60 recipes for it, so I can make that +5 or even a +6 when that becomes available relatively easily. The reason that I'm going for the +4 is it was pretty easy to get about midway through the process, and I want to save some of the other materials for things that I might want even more. So for right now, I'm just making +4s, taking them to level 50. They will be... I'm not getting too precious or giving them too many resources, but because they will eventually be fused into +5s, and a lot of that extra finagling isn't really going to help. But again, you can get those seals in the Trust Stone rooms, so you might as well use some of those. Maybe not your hammers, but seals for sure can be farmed pretty easily. So try to get, like, you know, if you can get those +4s up to level 50, you'll find that they have pretty good stats. The passive is a little bit lacking from what the full quality would be, but you still get quite a bit of the benefit. And, you know, again, you can just fuse it into a bigger one in the future. Just stock the recipes, stock the resources, and then at the end of, like, this farming week, just see what you can make. Because I bet it's really going to impress you, as long as you take advantage of all of this stuff and take advantage of these free keys per day. And by the way, the key unlocks the room for 24 hours, and you get 1 free unlock every calendar day. So technically, if you just catch it right before server reset, which is, I believe, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is my understanding. I don't know how daylight savings time translates into that. I think... Oh yeah, that puts me out of sync with it. Okay, they don't do that. Okay, yeah. It's 12 p.m. PST. So if you get a room unlocked at 11, and then you stay on for like an hour, and then at like 1 a.m. PST, you unlock another room. You basically have those 2 rooms unlocked for that day, you know, and you can do those kind of simultaneously. And if you aren't already thinking about this, maybe go ahead and do that at the very least. Depending on where you are in the world, that might be easier for some people, especially like in Europe or China or places like that, although China has their own server. But those are my tips for how to manage the triple drops week, because this is pretty generous between the 2 of these. And really, like, this one especially, this area especially being tripled up and giving you tripled, I mean, these are kind of negligible to begin with, and even tripled, they aren't that huge. And I wouldn't use Ovalite or anything here, but it helps. It's really that drop rate that's being hidden behind the Unity XP. That drop rate up three times is really big. So take advantage of it while it's here if you're looking out to build your account out quickly. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.